How's it going, folks? Um, when you have a family and when you have a stable income or mortgage or whatever, you're very, very reluctant to try out new things because you've got ongoing bills, right? High ongoing bills. That is blood sign on your name, right? And for me to talk about this, it actually made me think a lot. I look at my life and I look at the areas that I've grown out of it. And myself right now, I'm not growing because you don't want to make a bad move or career change or explore something new because you got overheads, and it discourages you to try out new things, right? And when you see struggle, you go back to your defense mechanism on going back to the easy route, right? And it's normal. And I had this conversation with my family members on this topic. And I really admire that person. And what I said is that, okay, my partner's family side, they all have houses. And his cousin doesn't have a house, right? Now, this cousin who doesn't have a house, but willing to try out something new, right? And when you try out something new, right, there's nothing holds you back. Like, there's no blood sign in vain, 20 or 30 or 40 years on mortgage, whatever. You're reluctant to try something new or go explore something new. And this is why I say, for them, they succeed, they achieve, they know what they wanted on that particular business, and they hustle, they grind, whatever, blah, 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 okay? Then you have the other one, like my partner, all right, who has a mortgage, have a house, and wanting to make a change and wanting to seek that particular, copycat that sort of business model. But there's a lot of grudge holding back. You got mortgage, you got bills, and everything is gonna change. And when you establish a business, it's like you're not making money, right? Until a couple months or whatever, how many months it is, right? And I'm not gonna complain, right? And this is where it becomes financially even more stress because now I'm the breadwinner and she's no longer the breadwinner. And there's a lot of bills and everything. And of course, there's a lot to think about X, Y, Z. And I'm not going to get into too much details. And obviously, with the outcome, when you go through this hard learn of the journey and you're not familiar with A to Z of everything, and there's a lot of mistake, no experience on finding a shop, there's no experience on looking at a shop, there was no experience on building the shop, there's no experience, and when you take that big step, that massive step, and having family members rely on building that shop just to economically save costs instead of, instead of having tradies to come in, right? And I'm not here to complain. I'm just saying, like, the amount of pressure, mental breakdowns that my partner's going through is over the roof, over the sun at the moment. And will she do that again? And the answer is no. Then I look back in my life, right? I always said to myself, the best way to learn is to learn it from the hard way. Because if you don't learn it from the hard way, even if you go through the easy route, right? You can't just always go through the easy route. And of course, someone has to go through easy route, then you go through the hard part or whatever. But when you immediately go through the hard part of the hardest journey, and you overcome it and you got easy, you wouldn't be afraid. You got the experience, and you know what to expect, and it's all about experience and how to deal with your X, Y, and Z. You'd be a lot more matured about it. And when I look back in my life, and now I'm currently temporarily separated with the family, right? When you don't have all these overheads above your head because you're financially relieved, you're willing to seek out to explore other things. You have motivation to do that. Whatever the thing, whether it's like you're learning how to do new things like crypto or whatever. I know I'm slacking off while I'm talking to you guys, but I feel like there's a lot of less pressure to wanting to learn, understand, or whatever. And that's why I see one of my partner's family member who has lost all his sales and it's gone brink on bankruptcy. And what I could say is, what my landlord said is, if you be small and unnoticeable, it's better. But once you go big and not willing to change or whatever, right, when you go through that phase of it, that's when it's going ape. Like, you don't know what to do. You cannot be creative, innovative. Like, you don't have that. And you go for secure jobs or secure area. And when you go to secure area, and you're finished. Like, for him, he lost all his sales because of global or whatever. And obviously the family member says, well, he has tried, that person has tried to establish other business and it didn't work out. To me, in my opinion, right, whether which country you go, that's not good enough, because in life, there's always a learning journey, a learning curve. I may be naive and selfish for saying this out, but it's a great learning curve to understand. If you didn't put much effort or learn or understand or networking, social or whatever, you're going back. You're going to go up losing everything. And it happens to all of us as well. If you put all your eggs in basket and making money from that way, you're going to lose everything. Anything could change. That's the video of the day.